Welcome back. You're still watching Fut-Afrique. It's that part where we talk all things women's football. But before we get into the feminine side of things, we need to give you the answer to the trivia question because you know one of my favorite things is testing your African football knowledge. The question that I had for you this week was, which African country has qualified for the most Olympics when it comes to men's football? Now, you gave me a couple of answers. I will read here, Jessica. Ne? I have Senegal. Okay. I have Nigeria. I have Egypt. And I'm also seeing Morocco. Take us out of our misery.
Nigeria wasn't too bad. I probably would have guessed that. But the correct answer is the Pharaohs, Egypt. And they've made 13 record extended appearances.
13 record extended appearances at the Olympics for Egypt. The only sad thing is they don't actually have a gold medal to show for it.
And that's another thing. Like, you know, I feel like a gold medal is what gives you the ability to have bragging rights. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's that street cred. But hopefully in the future, they can really back that. I mean, making it qualifying for so many times, but not having anything to show for it.
You're big, I put my Olympics.
It's guys. Really not giving. It's giving just vibes.
It's giving just vibes. Well, if you didn't know, now you know the answer is Egypt. They have qualified for a record of 13 Olympic Games, and the only nations that have secured gold when it comes to men's football is Cameroon as well as Nigeria. Let's now turn our attention to some feminine football. I want to start the conversation about what's going on out at the Olympics. As you know, that it is Brazil and the USA that made it all the way to the final. An exciting time this was, right?
It is.
But besides the football that took place, there were things happening on the social side, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to the social side, they put up a post, and I want to quote it verbatim. It says, "Let's go back to Paris, gear up for the gold medal match, store.u," and then they put a link, right?
Who's this, Brazil?
No, this is USA.
Okay.
So they say, let's go back to Paris, gear up for the gold medal match, and then they have a link there. Because they just advanced. It took me to the US store. When you get there, it's merchandise, ma'am.
That is actually a very creative concept if you think about it.
Right?
I mean, it's the most perfect timing for them to position themselves in generating revenue for sales. I mean, everybody's creating the hype, the talkability, and you're on social media all the time trying to see updates. And why not just click onto that link and actually buy? And if my team is playing in the final, I definitely want to be in the right regalia when that time comes.
I was just like, why didn't this happen before WAFCON? I remember when Banyana made it to the final and everyone saw the black jersey, right?
Everyone.
And this was during the competition though, but I don't think there was the urge to say, let's go get this jersey. But as soon as we made it to the final, everyone wanted that jersey. Had we done this?
I want to agree to disagree. There was so much hunger for that jersey.
Really? Do you think we just didn't have enough supply?
I think we didn't have enough supply. We didn't have enough marketing around it. I mean, this what USA is doing.
This would have been the perfect marketing.
You know, it ended up being a thing. Jerseys were sold out in a space of a short time. However, if that was made available, people would have been in their jerseys before the whistle went, you know, for the beginning of the game. So I think we must just take notes for the next time, because we always just want to see ourselves in the right colors.
Absolutely. This ties back to the conversation that I had with Ade at the beginning, where we're talking about the communications workshop that CAF had. When you're looking at a CAF's perspective, from your own opinion, how well are we doing as far as digital positioning is concerned?
Oh, I think we're doing great. From a South African region perspective, I think we are very tech savvy. I would be biased and say a little bit more advanced than the other, countries. The communication in terms of print, above, below the line, marketing, advertising, and all of that. I think South Africa has positioned themselves, with the right people in the spaces, to give access to information, to have the right portals, social media, broadcasting, to just be sitting up there. And I think, a lot of countries can learn from us.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of countries can learn from us, but doesn't take away the fact that we also are watching what's happening around the world. We are not going to apara the World Club. We will still be looking and we will implement as long as it works. Let's talk about the qualifiers for the CAF Champions League. It is around the corner. It's going to be taking place in November. We still don't know as to what the dates look like. We still don't know as to who the host is going to be. But qualifiers are underway. Not everyone gets to qualify.
Not everybody.
Let's break it down region by region, as we know that there's 6 zones.
So there are 6 zones. Obviously, we know that Mamelodi Sundowns gets an automatic qualification, given that they are the reigning champions. Let's just go through the regions. So we've got Wafu A, and I think with Wafu A we have 1 group. So there are some regions where we're going to have 2 groups participating. This is where we're going to be seeing semi-finals and finals. I think that's a little bit of action. And then some groups only have 1 group. So it's basically the top contender. They would be the one basically that advances. So we've got Wafu B, and I think a team to look out there for is Asmande. We've seen a lot of their performance. We've seen their results. They're a big team, that's here to basically show good recognition for themselves. So I think when it comes to that region, we look out for them. We've got a Wafu B. Hasakas for me is probably the team to look at.
Shabalala knows them
Very well. the Yellow Nation. Kosafa, 2 groups. We know how we are shouting out for UWC.
Absolutely.
UNICEF, I think TP Mazembe, they missed out in the last edition, so I think they are definitely coming back to try and show face. Sakafa, Simba Queens. We already know from the men's side as well. They've been doing quite well, the ladies as well, in the past runnings. It'll be good to see them coming back. And UNEF, I think, goes without saying, AS4.
Well, absolutely. North Africa is where all eyes are. As we know, they are the mecca of football lovers. Will it translate when it comes to the CAF Women's Champions League? But also, I don't want to lie to you, I want to play devil's advocate. I really want upsets. Upset, I want unknown teams to make it to the CAF Champions League, because I believe that this is an opportunity for us to know the different clubs that exist within the different regions.
And I think also it's time for the bigger clubs to actually get a run for their money. We need to get out of that relaxation and comfort zone. So the underdogs really need to come up and show us that, they also deserve to be there. We want to be having conversations about new players and new teams.
Yeah, absolutely. People look at us in broadcasting and say, Kibomang. That's exactly what we want. Underdog status, because people that gets people talking. That's exactly what we want. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. That's where we leave it from Fut-Afrique today. My tablet is actually falling, which means that I gotta get out of here. Have yourselves a good week. We'll do this again next week.